Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Thanks so much for hopping on tonight, you all. Had our meeting the other night, and one of the things that, I talked about that I really wanted to start doing is having more dedicated meetings to really, dive a little deeper. And I want you all to hear from other people outside of our organization. I want you to hear from side sisters and brothers and hear their experience on why they decided to jump in with this business and really take you on the roller coaster ride, right? And really hear their true story from them specifically. So as y'all saw from the flyer, we've got Lacy on with us tonight, and I'm so excited. Just to give you a little quick background, so Lacy and I actually met last year in Dallas at Thrive Palooza. And it was the coolest experience ever just because now, correct me here. Now, is Meredith your upline or who's your upline?
She's my side sister. So
Sister, okay.
Maggie's my upline.
There she is.
Yep.
Hey. Meredith was at Palooza, and she was actually going 200K for the first time while we were there at Palooza on Friday night. So that was like the coolest thing to witness. And we all met in the lobby at the hotel, and it was just kind of like love at first sight. And we've just kind of kept in touch ever since. Lacy actually hit 5 years with the company a couple weeks ago when we were in Punta Cana. So that is very exciting. So you want to talk about somebody that's been here for a while. They have some good travel knowledge to share on their experience and things like that. So when I thought about who was going to be our first guest speaker after, implementing these changes, she was first one that popped in my head. So thank you so very much, Lacy, for saying yes and for sharing with us tonight. I will go ahead and turn it over to you and tell us about you, your life, and your experience thus far.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on. It's kind of funny. I laugh now because Lacy 15 to 17 years ago, totally different person. I was the kind of person that would not even order my own food when I would go out in public because I had fear of talking to people. So doing this business is just like crazy to me. But anyways, I got started, I guess pre-started, we'll back it up a little bit. I was pregnant when someone approached me about Thrive. And I was in a very negative like headspace. I felt like I was attracted to all the negative people. So like my mind, my mental health was just like not there. Anyways, in late 2016, someone approached me. I thought it was a weight loss product. I'd been there, done that, tried them all. Nothing worked for me. And I was pregnant. So I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. Don't want what you're trying to sell me. And then I had my son, which is my third child. I've had C-sections with all of them. And the hospital I was at is an hour and a half away from my house. So I had my son and he was born with a collapsed lung. So he spent time in the NICU. So we spent 13 days in the NICU and having other little babies at home. About a week after, I was driving. And I know you're not supposed to after a C-section, but like being a mom, you just try to do it all. And I don't think I told you guys, I'm a hairstylist. So I've been doing cosmetology, a wide range, nails, hair, microblading, all that for about 12 years. And so as a stylist, you don't get maternity leave. You don't get paid for that time off. So about 2 weeks after having a C-section, having my third child, being an hour and a half away from home, coming back and forth, I slowly started cutting hair again. And you're not supposed to, but we weren't even living paycheck to paycheck. We were borrowing from our parents. We were putting what we needed on credit cards. Like we were broke. So when I did return from maternity leave to the salon, that girl had, the one that messaged me had every single hairstylist on a 3-day mini experience. And they were loving it. And they're like, I'm feeling great. You need to try this, Lacy. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I've turned this girl down for 6 months and now everybody's loving it. I could have been feeling good too. So it was that validation of people around me that I finally was like, okay, I'm stubborn. Along my journey, you'll see that I'm a stubborn person. So I started that mini experience on a Saturday, and life was crazy week prior. It was kind of like a pick up what you need, go out the door, come home, get what you need, drop stuff off. Like, so the house was a mess. And I don't know why. There was something where I was like, I just need to take a picture of like all these messy rooms. And I started on an empty stomach, didn't eat, didn't drink, and took my capsules, drank my shake, put my DFT on. And within 20 minutes, I'm like, my eyes were popping out of my face. It was a ton of energy. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't follow directions. Like, I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking because I was stubborn. I'm like, we're going to see what this product is really going to do. The jittery feeling calmed down after I followed directions and talked to my upline, but I was feeling good. So I cleaned the entire house in less than 2 hours, like put stuff where it belonged, not just shove it in a drawer to take a picture and make it look nice. So I had those pictures and didn't really do anything with them yet, but I messaged that girl and I'm like, I love this. Like, I hope this never goes away, because I was that mom that was on the couch that was watching our kids play, waiting for them to take a nap and hoping that they would take a nap together so I could take a nap. And that wasn't the kind of mom that I wanted to be. So then she told me the price. And when I started, for an entire month, it was $190. And I was on maternity leave, or coming off maternity leave. So I knew I couldn't afford it, but I knew that I had my van payment ready to pay the following week. So I gambled half of my vehicle payment and ordered 1 box of capsules and 1 box of shakes, because I knew that I needed even just a little bit of this product. And that's what I started with. And then my heart sank again, because I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I'm trying to build my credit. I'm like, we're trying to like stay above water. How am I going to make my vehicle payment next week? Because I just spent this money and I'm not telling my husband what I spent it on. So quickly I approached her and I'm like, okay, you say there's a promoter site to this, so share it with me. And that's when she introduced me to the like VIP 800, 1600. At that time, it was the rank advancement had just started. I took notes so I don't get off track. Sorry, let me make sure. So on February 23rd, 2017, I hit the promoter button, and it was kind of like I was ignorance on fire. I was still in like denial that they would give us this money. I'm like, I'm not going to believe it until it hits my bank account, but I have nothing to lose because I got to make my vehicle payment. So I knew that everybody around me needed this product because they were complaining about being tired. They were financially struggling. Like, I just knew the people around me, my loved ones, my friends, they needed this. And that's what I did. I just started reaching out. And let's see, what was it? I hit VIP 800 and 1600 within 48 hours. I hit my 4K in 7 days, and I hit 12K in 34 days. And I had no idea what I was doing. My upline at the time was like, you just enrolled like 54 people. Like, where'd you come from? And it was great. I like, things were looking up. That money did go into my bank account. I was able to make my vehicle payment, since we get paid every Tuesday. And then things kind of took a turn in December of 2019. I believe it. I think I have my times right, but our upline left, and they were like our biggest cheerleaders. I think we leaned on them more than what we should have. But at the time, we didn't know any better. The company was so new. I had no experience in marketing. So I was too dependent on them, I guess I would say. And one thing I'll tell you guys is you cannot let others determine your success or your happiness. Only you can determine how far you're going to go in this business. Only you can just determine how happy you're going to be with where you're at. So with that being said, for the next 2 years, I lost my rank. I let social media and what they were doing and the people that were following them from our team, I let that affect my business. And to this day, I still feel bad about the team that I started. I felt like I let them down. But in April of 2021, when I met Candace, I was reflecting in Texas, all the struggles, COVID, being shut down, being away from your Thrive family, my clients at work, being a stay-at-home mom all of a sudden, trying to figure out what I wanted in this business, and then trying to learn how to love myself. It was a lot of reflecting. And then April of 2021, I sat beside Meredith as she hit the 200K. And she started in October and I started in February the following year. I sat beside her and watched her hit that top rank. She's no different than me. I have everything that she has to achieve that goal. It's just it's all determined by you and how bad do you want it and what are you going to do to get there. And there's sacrifices that are going to be made. But oh, my child, hold on, I'm so sorry. Hey, I'm on a Zoom right now. I'll be in a few. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, be quiet if you're in here. Okay. This is my son that was in the NICU. Here, let's shut this. And this is life. Like, this is how I run my business. And I think this is how, oh, sorry, I shut his door or his foot in the door. Okay. So, and I think that's how people are going to relate to you too. Do not change who you are to try to build a business. I go squirrel brain. I'm like the blooper queen. My kids are always coming in when I'm trying to do stuff, but I feel like that's how you're going to relate to people and let them know that's okay. And you can still run a business that way. But what I was saying, sorry, is I sat beside her and we struggled. We had a similar story. And I knew if she could do it, that I could too. So from April to December of 2021, I fought to rebuild my team. I focused on others instead of myself, because I'm not going to lie, in the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. And I was focusing on me so much because I needed money. I needed the product. I needed to build a team. But once you start focusing on people that are on your team, you will see your team grow. And so December 31st at 11 p.m., we reclaimed our rank. My husband hit 4K. I had another promoter so close to 4K. And I earned my first, being 5 years in, my first all-inclusive trip with the company. I'd been a guest with other people and I'd been so close. Several times I'd been so close to earning those getaways. And it's very discouraging when you work so hard and you give it your all and there's like that one circle that's just left open. But you can't focus on that. You need to just keep pushing through, because I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and it's just not your time. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but there's something better in the future for you. So, yeah, I mean, I tried to sum my story up. in a nutshell. I came back from an all-inclusive trip. It was amazing. I'm glad that I got that experience, but something else fell in my lap, and I am an owner of a salon now. So I'm trying to figure out how to build my business because I've worked so hard to reclaim that rank and to help others. That's all I've wanted in life, whether it's to make them feel good in the beauty industry. I've been a CNA, the vitamins. That's all I want from people. So I'm trying to incorporate everything, and it's a lot, but you have to keep your head down. You have to stay focused. I would say definitely mentally, you have to prepare yourself for this business because it's not easy. I'm 5 years in and I still struggle. I'm not at the top rank, and that's okay. You have to realize it's okay to not be at the top rank, but keep your eye on the prize. Like if you are running for something, run, keep your head down.
Mommy, can I go show Momos?
Yeah, in just a second. Let me finish this up, okay? Okay. Okay, go inside. Okay. So that was kind of the gist of what I had. Sorry, we always have interruptions, but I appreciate you guys staying with me, and yeah.
No, thank you so much, Lacy. I knew that you had been here for some time, but I don't think I knew like the full gist of your story. But and that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to share, is because I think that I think this team, especially those that are on here right now, we know kind of the ebbs and flows of this business. Like we see it unfold, right? But I think that there are a lot of people that don't. They think that it's just like this steady, every month after month, it's like we're knocking it out the park. And then when it stops, they're devastated, right? And sometimes I think that, obviously you can't prevent that from happening, but I think it's nice to always have somebody else's story in the back of your mind to know, like, when it does happen to you, hey, it's not just me. Like, so-and-so has had this done, so-and-so's had this done, and look at where they are today. Like, it's just a part of the process. It's the nature of the beast, right? When it comes to this industry. But it's just like, even if you were in corporate America, there's going to be years that you're having like stellar years, right? Your reviews are amazing, this and that, whatever. The next year, life may have thrown you a few curveballs and you were kind of off your game, and maybe your review score is not what it was, right? So that's just life. So I appreciate you being so transparent about that. Go ahead.
Well, and that's why I think it's important. I don't ever, at first I was hesitant to share about my ranks and how quickly I got them, but it's a part of the journey. And I think being 5 years in, it's important to share with people, like, you can like out the door, like running, and then all of a sudden you get hit by a wall, and it's okay. You just can't keep your back against that wall. You have to keep going, push through it. So yeah, that's what I was just going to throw in there. Like it's something I like to let people know, that it's not all uphill. There are ups and downs. There's a lot of ups and downs. It's just how you choose to deal with the situation that you're in and how you're going to overcome it.
Right. Awesome. Well, I do have a couple of questions for you that I had kind of jotted down. And then if anybody else has any questions that they want to ask, feel free to drop them in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself. But one of the questions that I had was, what's one of the coolest, most memorable, experiences or things from your journey so far that, you'd like to share?
It's a toss up, and it wasn't even me. I think it's the fact that I like to see others win too. And that's the cool thing about this company. One of them would be sitting last year at Palooza, watching one of my side sisters hit that top rank. Like, it felt like I hit it.
Yeah.
So that was one of them. The other one was that all inclusive we just went on. Like, it still does not seem real to me that the company paid for all that, and the friendships that you make along the way. Like, we start this to feel good, and then we start it for a business aspect, but then the friendships we gain along the way, that's the really cool part.
Yeah, totally agree. Now, what about, aside from everything that you've said earlier, what is like a piece of advice that you would give to a fellow promoter, right? A side sister, a side brother, is anybody else in this industry, particularly with this company, regardless of how long they've been here, what's one single piece of advice that you would give them?
Well, and it's also, I mean, the piece of advice and what also keeps me going, because I feel like we got to keep ourselves in check too, is people saying no. At first, it used to get me down, but you have to look at that in a different way. Like, those are potential people that will say yes. You just have to show them what this product is about, what this company is all about, how great it actually is, because many of them are probably like you or I don't know if you had a negative mindset in the beginning, but that's where I was. That's where my headspace was. And you cannot let a no bring you down. You actually should use that to fuel you to push towards a yes out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, in December, the one that was almost 4K on my team, she told me no for 4 years. She watched me for 4 years. So just don't give up on anyone. Keep them just off to the side. So, like, there's going to be something that clicks and it'll get them on board.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you read, or do you do any type of personal development?
I will tell you, I don't like reading, but when I get into a book like Jason's book, loved it. I have kids out here playing right now. Like, life is just hectic, and I try not to make that an excuse. So I like to YouTube motivational clips.
Yeah.
The girl, my friend that I brought with me on the trip, she gave me a book. I think it's called The Universe Has Your Back.
Is that Gabrielle Ernstein or something like that?
I believe so.
I think I
Yep.
have that.
Yes. Yeah. So I just started that, and it's got to be like the first couple pages that like pull me in to get me interested in a book, because I'm just not good at reading. There's too many other things going on that distract me. So that was one that really pulled me in. And like I said, I'm really getting into tune with signs and just trying to focus on my mental health. I know like the company has all the vitamins and stuff to like physically keep me going, give me the energy. But yeah, I would say the universe has your back.
Universe Has Your Back. I think that's what it's called.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions for Lacy? Feel free to drop them in the chat or unmute yourself.
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you. It was very nice to hear somebody that I think a lot of us can relate to, especially when it comes to this journey. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, no problem. And I mean, that's, as soon as Candace messaged me, I'm like, absolutely. Like, I'm trying to get out of my own shell too. And you don't realize it until someone comes to you after hearing your story and they're like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Or wow, I was struggling. And sometimes if we're struggling, we don't think others are struggling too, but there's others out there that can relate to us. So I think it's really important what Candace is doing for you guys.
Yeah, let's see. Whitney had a question. If you feel like you are in a funk after having so much energy at the beginning, what do you do to get out of it?
What do you mean by that?
Are you meaning like
promoting or?
yeah. Whitney, unmute yourself or drop it in the comments. Whitney, what do you mean? Are you talking about like being on a roll with the business side and then it just kind of stopping?
Hey, sorry, I just got back from my daughter's soccer practice. But what I mean is that like last night after our team huddle, Candace, I had so much energy and I woke back up with that energy this morning. And like today I had to take my 3-year-old to LabCorp to get some blood work done. And from the time I woke up to the time I got back from like running errands and stuff, like I just get in that like funk and like the energy's gone. I think I might have like burned my energy out. Maybe that's what I'm
Mentally draining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it. Yeah. That's what I was trying to get at. Sorry if it didn't seem, you know.
So I'm currently in the same situation with because trying to juggle the 2 businesses, 3 children. My husband just got a new job the beginning of this year, and then I'm remodeling a salon. And now I'm faced with, am I going to be able to go to Palooza? So mentally, life can just be draining. And I don't know if we're supposed to, but I pop another capsule in to like keep me going throughout the day. Also love Pure, like just I'm like overload on it probably. But so yeah, if it's energy, I'm definitely taking more of the product. And I will tell you, I learned she was a nurse, she went like holistic and she's on my team. She said that you can burn through your vitamins. So like mentally, physically, you may need more. So it makes sense. Like if today was mentally draining, I don't know, a plus line product or another capsule would definitely be recommended. But as far as like mindset, I get on a Zoom where they're giving inspiration, or I get on a YouTube, or I go to a space that is silent and I do something for myself, whether it be meditating, which is hard to do because your brain's in a ton of different directions, or reading 10 pages of like a motivational book. So that's just what I do.
Okay, thank you so much. But yeah, I'll definitely try that. I know I try after my girls go to bed and all, I try to get, me time and do some self-development. So I'll definitely take more advantage of that and see if that helps. But I'm definitely going to get some more Activate though, for sure.
And then Candace, I don't know, hopefully it's okay. The girl that she does holistic, sometimes, most of the time, like I'm on the same page with her. Everybody's views are a little bit different, but when it comes to mental health, like she's spot on. So if you on Facebook, if you look up Amber Evers, you can figure out like if you're needing like help with like meditation or she's just a great person to go to.
Awesome. I will go to your friends and find her. And I'll drop it in the chat, y'all.
Okay.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any more questions for Lacy? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come and chat with us tonight. Again, I think it's always very, so helpful to hear from other people. And again, doesn't have to be anything super long-winded, but I just think it's nice to hear from other people, get their perspectives and their stories, and just get a little bit better glimpse of the journey, so that the things that have happened on your journey that you may think are less favorable, it's not just you. It happens to everybody. If it hasn't happened to somebody, it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged, stay focused, stay the course. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And definitely stay true to you. Don't try to change yourself for others to like join your team. They're gonna like you for you, and yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Thanks so much, you guys, for hopping on. I appreciate it. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.